chairman of our great party, the former deputy chairman of our great party, members of the State Assembly that are here. I've seen Senator Barinada Mpigi and Senator John Azotambata that are here, members of National Assembly. The chairman of River State Hospital Management Board, the Dr. Friday Aaron, who, by the grace of God, as a young man, is doing well to make sure that this teaching hospital becomes, if not the best, one of the best in the country. The Vice Chancellor of the River State University and members of your team, our dear leaders that are here, the Mayor of Port Harcourt and your team, the Chairman of River State Traditional Rulers Council, and members of our council, particularly the Eze and members of the Port Harcourt Council of Chiefs, members of the State Executive Council, management and staff of this teaching hospital, our great house officers and interns that work in this teaching hospital, our dear leaders, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Let me congratulate the management and staff of this teaching hospital for coming out in their numbers to receive us for this wonderful occasion today. But before I go into the details, so that I will not forget, the chairman, Nigerian Medical Association, very brilliant young man who knows how to use language to see how the governor is convinced, even though he knows how difficult the governor is. When you talk about brain drain, it's not only associated to the medical profession. So many people leave this country because of unemployment. So many people have left this country because of insecurity. So many people have left this country because where they work, the equipment is not there. It is not just only because of welfare. That is why you see brain drain. No. It is not correct. Even as professors in the university, in the various faculties, in the faculty of law, faculty of engineering, most of them leave because the tools to work are not there. But you are lucky you have the tools here. You're only talking about welfare. So clap for us first that we have provided the basic thing. I'm sure the Commissioner of Health, when we went to commission the cancer center, I said, come, I know that you attended the University of Port Harcourt. He said, yes. Tell me the truth. Did you ever witness all this equipment? He said, he won't tell me lie. It was not there. And that is the truth of the matter. Today, you are lucky. You are working in a teaching hospital where you can find the equipment, at least to make your job easier for you. So it is not as bad as where the equipment are not there, then the welfare is not there. Two things. So if we have scored 1/2, I think we are passed. So I will say, of course, everybody will want to give incentives that will make you to put in your best. I mean, there's nobody that is working is entitled to allowances, hazard, or death allowance, or whatever you may call it. You're entitled to be paid. But again, the truth of the matter remains. Some of us who are in the civil service, do we really go to work as at when we are supposed to be work? I'm not against anybody earning whatever entitlement. No, I'm not against that. But we should also say, you that are seeking to earn this, in your conscience, have you put in the number of hours that qualifies you to earn these allowances? I see mostly medical doctors, they appear to be more church-like. They hardly do you see any medical doctor that would not always go into a pastor. If you allow Dr. Friday on now, he will go and preach. I hear he preaches in Winners Chapel. So, for me, if you know the government is owing you genuinely, not sitting down to work out anything, genuinely, I will pay. But you must defend it before me. It's not just going to bring paper. I don't believe in that. You must defend it before me. So that is that. So, young man, thank you very much for calling my attention to this. I have said, one of the governors whom I will soon reply, because I have the capacity to reply any of them. Simply because I said you should thank President Muhammadu Buhari for releasing 13% arrears to us. I did not abuse anybody, did I? All I said, please thank him. That if he did not release these arrears to me and some of our states, it may have been difficult for me to even talk about building a renal center, cardiovascular center, basic and clinical sciences, house officers' quarters, and this. It would be difficult. I don't think saying thank you is an offense. So on television, I heard one of the governors said, in his state, to do 3-kilometer road, we will do more than 15 flyovers. River State is not another Delta state. Don't worry around areas in River State. Amanabo Mopopo said, since he was born, he has never driven by road to Opopo. The day he drove by road to Opopo, he said, God, is it possible that my own time, I'm not going through the river again, I'm now driving by road to Opopo? That is a major riverine area. By the grace of God, this December, we are going to commission the first phase of Trans-Calabari Road. That is a major riverine area. I didn't know the flyovers, some people are sick about it. Okay, sorry, I don't want you to be sick again. I won't do again. Instead of you to appreciate and ask somebody, how are you doing this? And justify what you're doing. I've turned the state capital around using a major consortium firm like Julius Berger. If you know you have the capacity, if you know you have what it takes, go and take Julius Berger and see whether you can pay salary. Go and ask. People know the contractors I use in this state. I use Lubrix. I use Cetreco. I use Monia Construction. Some of them, nobody knows their contractor. Who are they? You all know who my contractors are. So now you have touched me. Anything you see, you take. If you know you're that governor, anything you see, you take. You know, every time I'm in a quiet way, they will not allow me to sleep. The king will say, "Mama, no go sleep." Him go sleep. Him go sleep. When I start now, they say, "Wike don't come again." But I'm proud to tell you it's not just flyovers. Look at the health sector alone. As at the time we came, this state had no medical college, only the University of Port Harcourt. And you can see how competitive, being a federal university, how many of our people get admission to read medicine and other related courses. I made a promise in 2014 to 2015 when I had interactive session with the Medical Association. And I said to them, listen, if you give me support and I emerge as the governor of the state, I must make sure there's a medical college in Rivers State. Then, Rivers State University of Science and Technology. I don't even understand how a science-based university does not have a medical college. They were having philosophy, law. I've never seen such thing. But I thank God, with the wisdom of the Vice Chancellor and all of them, and they came up to say, listen, we must have to change this nomenclature. Let it be Rivers State University, so that it will be encompassing. We can bring in so many courses. And I thank God today, we have a medical school in that university. We have given free scholarship to Rivers indigenes to read medicine and other related courses in that university. I'm not a medical doctor. I did not give lawyers scholarship. No. We had a partnership with Pamo University of Medical Sciences. Every section to take not less than 100 Rivers State people. And we are paying. We have reduced the burden on their parents. I know how expensive to train a medical doctor, how expensive to train a pharmacist, and the rest of them. We said the Rivers State government is going to take this away from their parents. Before you know it, this state will be exporting medical doctors to other states. So when you say you require lab scientists, yes, we know. Today in Palmer Medical University, Medical College, we have had some of them who are graduating, and we are entering into agreement that, look, if a lab scientist don't go anywhere, Rivers State will give you automatic employment. So we are not just, because building all these things require manpower. You can't just build without manpower. No, you must have the manpower. People are retiring too. Even though some people will retire, they still want to be retained as a contract staff. And when some of you also talk about brain drain, let me also tell you this. I have traveled overseas several times. Some of the doctors there look for 3-4 jobs to do, to survive. Don't just be telling us brain drain and say, we don't go out. We'll go out. Ask them. How many of you do 3-4 jobs there to survive? 2, 3, 4 jobs to survive. because they have to pay electricity. How many tax? Tell me. You know, ordinary to pay NEPA bill is a problem. It's a problem. To pay even the radio is a problem. Property tax, oh, don't say that. So it should be, I think that this country is a blessing to all of us. It's a blessing to all of us. Here, you can grow. As you are here, you can grow to be a permanent secretary. As you are here, you can be a commissioner. You can be a governor. They don't have that opportunity. And we are not encouraging brain drain, no. We also know that there are advantages and there are disadvantages. So it's important, it's key. We have built the House Officers' Quarters. Fine, good. Good, they are very beautiful. But I give you 2 weeks. If it's also 2 weeks, you behave like police people. No, it's not a laughing matter. As young as you are, as medical doctor, house officers, if you can't keep where you are living clean, what happens when you begin to have families? We're all there, beautiful. I saw them line up. You are singing chorus for me, thanking me. Go and thank yourself. Make sure that place is clean as medical doctors. Look at the other one we handed over to the doctors. As you are passing that place, as you are passing that street, you look at the building. You just wonder. You want government to come and keep it clean for you. It is never done. It's never done. So also it is here. Those of you who will be managing the equipment and the rest, it must also to protect what we have. And that's why the Cancer Center, we're having an arrangement to see that it cannot just be government. No, we will not allow that. If we do that, 6 months, we will regret putting that center there. To spend 25.9 billion naira, and then you come back in 6 months, it looks like a barrack. I don't think anybody will accept that. So what we are doing, this teaching hospital will be decongested. By the time the gynecology department and they move to the mother and child, it will be decongested. By the time the ENT goes to the Rebisi flyovers area, St. Paul's Church there, with the dental, facial, maxillo, go and see in the next few weeks, we should have commissioned those projects. So the department here will also move them there. Council Harrison Hospital, go and see what we are doing. So, as far as I'm concerned, before you know it, so many departments may not be here. And so here would have been decongested. And so, Dr. Aaron asking for acquiring more property does not arise. Because I have thought about it. If you are decongested, what are you still acquiring property for? Well, you know, as a leader, since you are the leader of this place, you have to suffer it first. Your department has to suffer it. But because you are my brother, I will help you to bring it back the way it's supposed to be. As for employment of more doctors, we are not going to do it differently. We're employing civil service. We're employing them to civil service. So they have submitted a list. What do we need in Ministry of Health? What do we need in Ministry of Justice? Of course, which of course will affect employment of doctors. So I cannot come now to give you, only you, to go and employ doctors. Because they are civil servants. They must pass through the procedure of going through the Civil Service Commission. And now there's no Civil Service Commission, so we cannot allow for employment until I set it up, which will be done this week. And then they will call for advertisement for people who want to be employed. So giving you the opportunity alone now will mean you will sitting the round table and allocating it to yourselves. If you allocate to yourself, what do I allocate to myself? Are you the governor? So you have to wait so that as we do the employment, we'll do it together. But I must commend you. I must commend you. It is sometimes people say some people are young. Can they do it? I'm not here to, of course, you know me very well, to flatter you or to say things. No, if you're not doing well, I will tell you. Since I made you the CMD of this hospital, before it became teaching hospital, I have so been impressed. The reports I've been getting outside and my own personal observation. Once you are given an assignment, I've told anybody who cares, put in your best. That may be a stepping stone. You never can tell what appointment you may hold next. You have always been on me. This is bad. You want this. You want this. In fact, if I say how much was spent in this teaching hospital, the equipment alone and the beds and the rest, in fact, finally we just paid about 1.4 billion to end all this so-called contracting and the rest. Because I believe in you. Because I know you have the capacity to turn this teaching hospital around, and which you are doing. So every young man who has this an opportunity, utilize it well. So that at the end of the day, when you leave, those who work here will say, look, when Dr. Aaron was the CMD of this teaching hospital, we knew where we were. And see today, can we still say that is where we are, or if we have taken a step forward? And that is why I tell myself, it's not how much money you have amassed. It is what legacy have you put on ground. That when you leave, can you turn left, turn right, and say, yes, I'm happy, I'm justified. I have not disappointed my people. I made promises, and those promises have been fulfilled. In the health sector, in the judicial sector, in the infrastructure area, name them. I can put my two hands in my pocket and walk majestically on the road and say, look, I thank God Almighty for the opportunity. I have done well. If you like it, you go. If you don't like it, you go and hang yourself in a transformer. I have done very, very well. Even some of you here who are my enemies, you know I have done well. It's not true. Are you not aware? Even my enemies, they have been withdrawing their bad prayers. They say, God, please, that prayer will pray that he should die. Please, God, kill them first. Because we never expected this. I have constructed roads to people's houses where they never expected they would have roads. I have told anybody who cares, I will not leave a debt, 1 naira debt, for my successor. I will not. I want you to start on a clean note, his own. Let him not say, I came. There's a debt of about 50 billion naira. I will not do that. No debt. Of course, you know my successor. Are you thinking about successor? Don't you know our successor? You know our successor. Don't forget these bogey people who say that they are running election. Run which election? You must present your report card. You must present your report card. Some people have started running since 1999. They are still running as governor. They have become professional runners. You know, so this Renal Center to the glory of God, I have had so many people come to me, or kidney, or liver, this and this. I need to travel to India. There's no facility here. They go to India, they come back, they still die. So we have one of the best. So all those of you asking me for money to go to India, come here. The center is here now, is it not? Come here. If it's a complicated situation, it is the doctors that will say that it is complicated and therefore they will need a second opinion outside, not you. I think that by the time we see the equipment there and see how beautiful the place is, we'll have everything. We have qualified doctors who are competent, just that the tools to work are not there. We have started providing the tools. Since 14th of November, we have been commissioning one project to the other. We'll be ending on Friday 2nd. That means about 3 weeks daily commissioning of projects. If you know that you're in a position I occupy, go and commission your own. Go and commission your own. Don't say you don't want to commission. If it is not there, it is not there. That is what we say. If it didn't there, it didn't there. You know, because it is here, we are showcasing to the world. See what we are doing with our money. Nobody will ask us again, what do you do with the money? See what we are doing with River State money. So on this note, let me invite our leaders to join us as we commission this Renal Center. We have already commissioned the House of Stars quarter. And let me commend the contractor for